Success begins the day you take yourself seriously, not someday, not when others do, but the exact moment you decide to. If your days feel busy but not meaningful, if you keep setting goals and never following through, there's a reason. You're not the problem, but the way you treat yourself might be. Most people want to change their life, but they never stop to ask one hard question. Am I actually treating my own life like it matters? This isn't about hype or hustle. It's about a deep and honest decision to stop taking your time, energy, and potential lightly. When you start showing up for yourself with real commitment, everything changes: your confidence, your habits, your results. In this audiobook, we'll walk through what it really means to take yourself seriously in daily life. Not just in words, but in actions that build trust, discipline, and direction. If you're ready to stop waiting and start growing, this is where it begins. Chapter 1. Decide today to take yourself seriously. Success begins the day you take yourself seriously, and that day must be today, not someday, not next year, not after things improve, but today, because life does not pause and wait for permission. I learned a long time ago that most people are not held back by lack of talent or lack of opportunity. They are held back because they do not treat their own life as something important. They wake up each morning and move through the day on habit, reacting instead of deciding, hoping instead of choosing, and then they wonder why nothing really changes. Taking yourself seriously does not mean being perfect, and it does not mean becoming rigid or cold. It means you finally accept that your life has weight and your choices have results. It means you stop treating your days like they are cheap and endless. You start to understand that every morning you wake up, you are handed time and energy and attention, and how you use those things decides the direction of your life. Most people wait for motivation before they act, but motivation follows decision, not the other way around. The moment you decide that your life deserves effort, something shifts inside you. You walk a little straighter. You speak to yourself differently. You stop laughing off bad habits as just how you are. You stop saying it does not matter, because deep down you know it does matter. It all matters. Taking yourself seriously begins with a quiet decision, not a loud promise. You do not need to announce it. You do not need approval. You simply decide that from this day forward, you will not treat your life casually. You decide that your goals are not jokes, and your time is not something to waste, and your future is not someone else's responsibility. Think about how people treat things they value. They protect them, they plan around them, they give them attention. When something matters, you do not forget it. When something matters, you show up for it, even when you are tired. So ask yourself this simple question: do you treat your own life like it matters, or like something you can fix later? Because later has ruined more lives than failure ever did. The day you take yourself seriously, you stop lying to yourself. You stop saying you will start when you feel ready. Ready is not a feeling, it is a decision. You stop pretending that small choices do not count. You realize that staying up late every night shows what you think about tomorrow. You realize that skipping practice, skipping reading, skipping learning is a vote against your future. No drama, no guilt, just honesty. This decision changes how you speak to yourself. The inner voice becomes more direct and more respectful. Instead of saying, "It is fine," you say, "This is not helping me." Instead of saying, "I cannot," you say, "I have not practiced yet." Instead of saying "one day," you say "today after work" or "tonight before bed." Language matters because language shapes action. When you take yourself seriously, you begin to keep small promises. Not the big speeches, but the small agreements you make with yourself. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you start, even if it is uncomfortable. Stop quitting on yourself in private, because private quitting becomes public results. Confidence is built quietly when you do what you said you would do, even when no one sees it. This decision also changes how you handle discomfort. You stop running from it. You understand that growth has a cost, and that cost is effort, attention, and sometimes feeling unsure. You no longer see discomfort as a signal to stop. You see it as a sign that something new is being built. You do not complain as much because you know complaining does not move your life forward. Action does. Taking yourself seriously means you stop waiting to be rescued. You stop hoping someone will notice your potential and pull you forward. You realize that no one is coming to save you, and that is not a bad thing. It is freedom. It means you get to decide. You get to choose the direction. You get to take responsibility for the results. Responsibility is not a burden, it is power. The moment you accept that your life is largely shaped by what you do each day, you gain control. You may not control everything, but you control your effort, your focus, your habits, and your attitude. And those 4 things shape everything else. This decision also brings clarity. When you take yourself seriously, you start asking better questions. Where is my time really going? What habits are helping me, and which ones are holding me back? Who am I listening to, and who am I ignoring? You begin to clean up your life, not all at once, but one choice at a time. You also begin to respect your own energy. You stop saying yes to things that drain you and no to things that build you. You understand that saying no is not selfish when it protects your future. You become more selective because you know you cannot do everything and still do what matters well. The day you take yourself seriously, you stop confusing movement with progress. Being busy is not the same as building something. You slow down just enough to aim your effort. You focus on a few meaningful actions instead of many empty ones. You stop filling your day just to feel productive. You start doing work that actually changes your life. This decision affects how you handle failure. When something does not work, you do not quit. You adjust. You learn. You take notes. You understand that mistakes are not proof that you are incapable. They are proof that you are trying. And trying seriously always teaches you something useful. Taking yourself seriously also means you stop tolerating disrespect from yourself. You stop talking down to yourself. You stop calling yourself lazy or broken. You would never speak that way to someone you care about, so you stop doing it to yourself. You correct yourself without cruelty. You hold standards without hatred. Over time, this decision builds self-respect. Not the kind that comes from praise, but the kind that comes from integrity. You trust yourself more because you show up more. You believe in yourself more because you follow through more. And that belief becomes the foundation of confidence. Confidence is not loud, it is calm. It is knowing that even if things are hard, you will handle them. That confidence comes from taking yourself seriously day after day, from proving to yourself that you can be relied on. The world responds differently to people who take themselves seriously, not because they demand respect, but because their actions earn it. They are prepared. They are consistent. They do not waste time explaining themselves. They let results speak. Opportunities often come quietly to people who are ready, not to people who are hoping. But this journey starts privately. It starts with a decision that no one may notice at first. A decision to stop drifting. A decision to stop treating your life like a trial run. A decision to stop postponing your potential. Today is not special because of the calendar. It is special because you are here and able to choose. You can decide today that your life deserves discipline, that your goals deserve effort, that your future deserves preparation. You do not need to change everything today. You just need to take yourself seriously today. Make one clear promise and keep it. Do one small task with full attention. Say no to one distraction that steals your focus. Say yes to one action that moves you forward. Success does not arrive suddenly. It grows quietly when you decide that you matter enough to try consistently. It grows when you stop treating your days like practice rounds and start treating them like they count. The day you take yourself seriously is the day your life begins to change direction. Not because the world changed, but because you did. And once that decision is made, everything else becomes possible. Chapter 2. Start acting like your goals truly matter. If goals truly mattered to most people, their days would look different. Their mornings would have direction. Their evenings would have intention. Instead, many people say their goals are important, but treat them like background noise. They think about them when it feels good and forget them when effort is required. Acting like your goals matter is not about excitement. It is about behavior. What you do daily reveals what you truly value, not what you say you value. A goal that matters shows up on your schedule. It takes up space in your day. It is planned for, not hoped for. If something never gets time, it never gets results. People say their future matters, yet give all their best hours away to distractions, fatigue, and other people's priorities. Then they wonder why progress feels slow. Goals respond to attention. When attention is missing, growth stops. When you act like your goals matter, you stop treating them as optional. Optional things get postponed. Important things get handled. You stop saying you will work on it when you feel like it, and start saying it will be done at this time, regardless of mood. Feelings change every day, but commitment holds steady. This is where adults separate from wishes. Many people confuse liking an idea with committing to it. Liking a goal is easy. Commitment requires structure. Structure requires decisions. You decide when you will work. You decide how you will track progress. You decide what you will stop doing to make space. Acting like your goals matter means you organize your life around them, not squeeze them into leftovers. Goals that matter change how you say yes and no. You begin to pause before agreeing to things. You ask, does this support what I am building, or does it pull me away? This pause alone can change your future. Without it, life fills up quickly with noise. With it, you regain control of direction. Acting like your goals matter also means you stop hiding from discomfort. Growth asks for effort, concentration, and patience. When goals are treated seriously, you accept that some days will feel heavy. You stop quitting just because something feels slow or awkward. You stay with the work long enough to gain skill. Skill removes fear. Progress removes doubt. You also stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions do not exist. There will always be something unfinished, something uncertain, something uncomfortable. People who make progress work anyway. They understand that clarity comes from action, not from waiting. Acting like your goals matter means moving forward with what you know today. Another sign that goals matter is preparation. You prepare your environment. You remove small obstacles. You set reminders. You leave notes. You make it easier to follow through. People who care about results do not rely on memory or willpower alone. They build support systems around their intentions. When goals matter, your standards rise. You notice when you cut corners. You notice when you give half effort. You correct yourself without drama. You do not punish yourself, but you do not excuse yourself either. You understand that standards shape outcomes. Low standards create average lives. Higher standards create momentum. Acting like your goals matter changes how you end your day. You review what was done and what was avoided. You ask honest questions. Did my actions today move me closer or keep me comfortable? This reflection is not for guilt. It is for clarity. Clarity allows adjustment. Adjustment creates growth. You also stop talking about your goals to people who do not respect them. Not everyone deserves access to your plans. Some people discourage without meaning to, others distract. When goals matter, you protect them. You share them with those who support action, not just conversation. Goals that matter are broken into steps. Big ideas are overwhelming. Small steps are manageable. When you act seriously, you focus on the next step, not the entire journey. You understand that progress is built piece by piece. Each completed step builds belief. Belief fuels consistency. Another important shift happens when goals matter. You stop comparing your pace to others. Comparison steals energy. You focus on your own process. You measure progress against your past, not against someone else's highlight moments. This keeps your motivation clean and steady. When goals matter, excuses lose their appeal. You still notice reasons not to act, but you do not give them control. You acknowledge obstacles and work around them. You understand that every life has limits. Progress comes from working within them, not complaining about them. Acting like your goals matter also means you respect rest. Rest is not avoidance, it is recovery. You rest with intention, not escape. You return to work with focus. This balance allows you to stay in the game long enough to win meaningful results. There is also a quiet confidence that develops. You begin to trust yourself because you see effort turning into progress. You no longer need constant motivation from outside. Internal proof becomes your fuel. This confidence is calm and stable because it is earned. People often ask how to stay consistent. The answer is simple, though not easy. Decide that your goals matter more than your excuses. Each day, you choose which one you will listen to. Over time, this choice becomes a habit. Habits decide outcomes. Acting like your goals matter changes how you react to setbacks. When something goes wrong, you do not quit. You analyze. You adjust the plan. You keep moving. You understand that setbacks are part of building anything worthwhile. They do not define you unless you let them. This mindset also changes how you handle success. Small wins are acknowledged, but not used as a reason to stop. You enjoy progress, then return to work. You understand that consistency is more valuable than bursts of effort. Your goals do not need drama. They need daily respect. Show them respect by giving them time. Show them respect by preparing for them. Show them respect by acting even when you do not feel inspired. Inspiration often follows action. The truth is simple. If your goals truly matter, your calendar will show it. Your habits will show it. Your decisions will show it. Results follow evidence, not intention. You do not need to be extreme. You need to be sincere. Sincere effort, repeated daily, changes lives. Acting like your goals matter is not about pressure. It is about alignment. Your actions finally match what you say you want. Each day you are casting votes for the life you are building. When goals matter, you vote with effort. You vote with focus. You vote with patience. Over time, the votes add up. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary lives. Not through luck, not through talent alone, but through daily actions that show their goals are not decoration, they are direction. Chapter 3. Treat your time like it has value. If you want to improve your life, one of the most powerful things you can do is start treating your time like it has real value. Not just in theory, not just when you feel productive, but every single day, because time is not just passing, it's shaping you. Every hour is either building you into someone stronger or pulling you away from the person you want to become. The choice is not made once a year, it's made moment by moment in how you spend the hours no one sees. Think about it honestly. If someone gave you $1,000 and said, use this wisely, you'd pause, you'd think, you'd plan. You wouldn't throw it away or give it to someone who doesn't care. But time is worth more than money, because you can earn more money. Time only moves in one direction. When it's gone, it's gone. And yet many people treat their time like it's endless, like it has no cost. They spend full days scrolling, overthinking, doing things that add no value, saying yes to things they don't care about, and pushing off what really matters. If you say your dreams matter, then your time has to reflect that. You can't just say you want to build a better life and then spend half your day avoiding the actions that would help. That's where frustration comes from. Not because you're lazy, but because deep down you know you're not giving your time the respect it deserves. When you treat your time like it's valuable, everything shifts. You stop saying "I'll do it later" so casually. You stop letting people pull you into things that drain you. You start getting clear on what actually matters today, not someday. And when you get clear on what matters, you start cutting out what doesn't. People will always have requests. Your phone will always have another notification. There will always be another episode, another scroll, another excuse to wait. That's not going to change. What has to change is how you respond. Because the truth is, no one's going to come and manage your time for you. No one's going to make sure you're doing what's best for your growth. That's your job. And when you start doing it, your whole life starts to feel different. Not because things become easier, but because you're finally in control. And control doesn't mean being busy all day. Being busy is not the same as being intentional. People who treat their time like it's valuable don't fill their calendars with noise. They focus. They say no more often. They leave space to think, to reflect, to move forward on what matters. They don't chase every distraction just because it's available. They choose. And choice is where freedom lives. If your time feels scattered, it's not because you're broken, it's because the world is loud. But you don't have to give your whole life to what's loud. You can sit down, look at your day, and ask a powerful question. Is this how someone who values their future would spend their time? That question alone can shift your direction. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to work 16 hours a day. You just need to stop wasting the time you do have. Even one focused hour can change everything if you give it your full energy. Think of the time you already lose to overthinking, procrastinating, waiting for the perfect move. What would happen if you used just half of that time to do something that actually pushes you forward? When you begin protecting your time, some people won't understand. They might call you distant or say you've changed. That's okay. Growth is not for everyone, but your future is not something to apologize for. You are allowed to protect your energy. You are allowed to say, "This matters to me, so I'm making time for it." You don't owe anyone an explanation for treating your time like it matters. And don't wait until everything falls apart to realize how valuable your time is. Don't wait until stress builds up or opportunities pass you by. Start now. Start small. Look at your habits. What do your mornings look like? Are they scattered, rushed, filled with distraction, or are they aligned with your goals? You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m., but you do need to stop wasting the first hour of your day on things that give you nothing back. Evenings matter too. The way you end your day sets the tone for how you sleep, how you recover, and how you show up tomorrow. Don't end your days numbing yourself with noise. End them in a way that builds peace and momentum. Read something, reflect, set your plan for the next day. Not because you have to, but because your time is valuable, and when you treat it that way, you start to enjoy it more. There's a deep kind of confidence that comes when you know you're not wasting your life. It doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from alignment, knowing that your time and your values match. That's the kind of life that feels strong. That's the kind of life you don't regret. You don't need more time. You need to be more honest about the time you already have. You're not too busy. You're just not prioritizing what truly matters to you yet. And the moment you take full ownership of your hours, everything begins to open up, because time doesn't care if you use it wisely or not. It keeps moving. So your job is to move with it on purpose. You'll still have off days. That's part of being human. But even on the bad days, when you're tired or stressed or overwhelmed, you can make one decision that honors your time. One action that says, my future still matters. That's how progress is made, not in giant leaps, but in daily decisions to stay aligned. Don't wait until life forces you to care. Decide now that your hours are not cheap, that your attention is not for sale, that your future is not something to gamble with. You have today. You have this moment. You have more control than you think. So choose your time like it's priceless, because it is. And once you start doing that, you become someone people can count on. You become someone you can count on. You stop chasing the wrong things and start building the right ones. And that's where real success begins. Not in the noise, but in the quiet decisions to use what you've been given, fully, honestly, and on purpose. Chapter 4. Show up for life without half effort. Most people want better results, but few are willing to give full effort. They show up halfway, distracted, uncertain, holding back just enough to feel safe, but not enough to see change. And then they wonder why life feels stuck. You cannot get full rewards from half effort. You can't build a strong life by showing up weakly. The day you stop giving yourself leftovers and start giving your life your full presence, that's the day everything begins to shift. Showing up fully means being honest about how you're living, not in public, not on social media, but in private, where no one is watching. It means you stop doing things halfway. You stop saying you're trying when you know deep down you're only testing. You stop waiting for life to feel easy before you go all in, because the truth is, it's never going to feel perfect. Waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect schedule, the perfect support is how people waste years. Half effort shows up in the way you rush through your day, in how you start things and never finish, in how you speak to yourself with hesitation instead of clarity, in how you give more to your distractions than you give to your goals. Half effort becomes a habit, and once it's a habit, it becomes your identity. But the good news is, it's a choice, and choices can be changed. You don't need more motivation. You need to stop giving your goals the energy left over after everything else. You need to stop quitting when things get boring, slow, or uncomfortable. You to show up when you don't feel like it. That's what separates growth from frustration. The people who move forward aren't stronger or smarter. They just stopped giving themselves the option to keep showing up halfway. You have to make a clear decision. Either your life is worth your full energy, or it's not. If it is, then prove it through action. That doesn't mean doing everything perfectly. It means doing things with focus, with effort, with a standard that says, I take this seriously. Because the standard you hold for yourself is the ceiling for your results. When you show up without full effort, it leaks into everything. You stop being proud of your work. You start doubting yourself. You stop finishing tasks because you already told yourself it probably wouldn't work. This is how people shrink their potential. They tell themselves they're trying, but in reality they're afraid to commit fully. They're afraid of failing after giving it their best. So instead, they stay safe by never going all in, and that safety turns into regret. You weren't made to live small. You weren't built to barely get by. You have something to give, but you can't discover it by holding back. You only find your strength by using it. You only find your confidence by building it. That happens when you start showing up like your time matters, like your goals matter, like your life matters. If you're tired, that's normal. Effort drains energy. but so does avoidance. Wasting time, delaying work, living in constant guilt for not doing enough, that steals more energy than action ever will. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. You need to walk into each day with a mindset that says, whatever I do today, I'm going to do it fully. This applies to every area of your life. Your health doesn't improve with half commitment. Your relationships don't grow with half attention. Your skills don't sharpen with half learning. Your character doesn't deepen with half honesty. You get back what you give, and if you're giving very little, don't expect a life that feels meaningful or exciting. Start checking yourself throughout the day. Ask, am I giving this moment my full effort, or just enough to say, I tried? If you don't like the answer, shift. Even mid-task, even mid-thought. You're allowed to restart at any moment. You don't need a new week or a new year. You need a new standard for yourself. Full effort doesn't mean working non-stop. It means being present. When you rest, actually rest. When you work, actually work. When you speak to someone, listen fully. When you plan, follow through. Half effort is when your body is in one place, but your mind is somewhere else. That's not living. That's drifting. You won't always feel motivated. That's why you need a clear reason to keep showing up. Know what you're building. Know who you're becoming. Remind yourself daily. Write it down. Review it often. People forget why they started, and that's when half effort creeps in. Keep your purpose visible, not buried under distraction. You also need to be honest about what's pulling your energy away. Not everything deserves your attention. Some habits, some people, some routines, they don't support who you want to be. If you want to give your best effort to the right things, you have to stop giving any effort to the wrong things. That takes clarity and courage, but it's the only way to move forward. Sometimes giving full effort is uncomfortable, because it forces you to see where you've been holding back. That truth stings, but you grow through it. You get stronger when you admit, I've been playing small. I've been coasting. But that ends now. That kind of honesty is not weakness. It's the beginning of real change. When you walk into a room, when you start your day, when you begin your work, ask yourself, what would full effort look like right now? Then do it, even if you're not in the mood. Especially if you're not in the mood, because the habit of full effort isn't built on good days. It's built on hard ones, on quiet ones, on the days no one claps. But you showed up anyway. People will notice the difference, not because you said anything, but because your actions will carry weight. You'll speak with more clarity. You'll move with more intention. You'll feel stronger, not because everything is perfect, but because you know you're finally showing up fully. Half effort leaves you with questions. What if I had tried harder? What if I didn't quit? What if I gave it my full attention? Those are heavy questions to carry. You don't need to carry them anymore. You can replace them with new ones. What can I build if I go all in? What kind of person will I become if I stop holding back? Those are the questions that lead to growth. Show up with energy. Show up with purpose. Show up even when it's inconvenient. That's how real progress is made. That's how people transform. You don't need more time. You need more presence. You need to decide that your life deserves more than 50% effort. The next time you're tempted to coast through a task, ask yourself, is this who I want to be? If not, change it. Even if it's just one step, one task, one decision to go a little harder, to stay a little longer, to focus a little deeper. Those small moments add up. They build character. They shape your life. If your life matters, and it does, then how you show up for it matters too. Don't just go through the motions. Be there, fully, with energy, with care, with commitment. Half effort leads to half results. Full effort leads to change. You don't need perfect days. You need honest effort, real presence, strong follow-through, and it all starts with a decision to stop holding back and start showing up. Chapter 5. Stop ignoring the promises you make. One of the quiet reasons people lose confidence in themselves is not failure, but neglect. Not the big mistakes everyone can see, but the small promises they keep breaking in private. The ones whispered at night or thought about in the morning. The promise to wake up earlier. The promise to work on that skill. The promise to take care of their health. When those promises are ignored again and again, something inside weakens. Not loudly. Slowly, trust in yourself starts to fade. Every promise you make to yourself carries weight whether you admit it or not. Your mind remembers. Your emotions remember. Even if you pretend it did not matter, your inner voice knows. When you say you will do something and you don't follow through, you teach yourself a lesson. That lesson is not about the task. It is about reliability. Over time, you start believing your own words do not mean much. And once that belief settles in, motivation becomes harder, because deep down you don't fully believe yourself anymore. People often talk about confidence as if it comes from talent or praise. It doesn't. Real confidence is built through self-trust, and self-trust is built when your actions line up with your words. When you ignore the promises you make, you break that alignment. You create inner conflict. Part of you wants more and another part of you no longer believes you will do what it takes. This is not about being harsh or demanding perfection. It is about respect. If you would not repeatedly ignore a promise made to someone you care about, why is it acceptable to ignore the ones you make to yourself? The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. When that relationship lacks trust, everything else feels unstable. Many people make promises emotionally. They promise change when they feel inspired. They promise effort when they feel frustrated. But inspiration fades and frustration cools. Then the promise is forgotten. This cycle creates emotional noise, but no progress. The solution is not to stop making promises. The solution is to make fewer promises and honor the ones you make. Start paying attention to what you tell yourself. Notice how often you say, "I will do this later," or "I will start tomorrow," or "I promise I will change." These words are not harmless. They shape expectations. When expectations are repeatedly unmet, disappointment grows, and disappointment turns into self-doubt. Stopping the habit of ignoring your promises begins with awareness. Catch yourself in the moment. When you say you will do something, pause and ask if you are willing to follow through, even if it feels inconvenient. If the answer is no, then do not promise it. Choose honesty over empty commitment. Honesty builds strength. Empty promises weaken it. When you do follow through, even in small ways, something powerful happens. You feel grounded, calm, steady, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because your inner world becomes aligned. You start trusting your own direction. You move with less hesitation. That feeling is worth protecting. Many people wait for confidence before taking action, but confidence is the reward, not the requirement. The real work is done when no one is watching and no one is praising you. Each kept promise is like a quiet deposit into your self-trust account. Over time, the balance grows, and with it your ability to handle bigger challenges. Ignoring promises also affects how you see the future. If you don't trust yourself to handle small commitments, how can you fully believe in big goals? Big goals require sustained effort. Sustained effort requires self-belief, and self-belief requires proof. That proof comes from keeping your word. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day. Start with something simple. Choose one promise you know you can keep. Something small but meaningful. Then keep it. No matter how you feel, especially when you feel like skipping it. That moment is where trust is built. If you break a promise, do not spiral into self-criticism. Acknowledge it. Understand why it happened. Adjust. Then recommit with clarity. The goal is progress, not punishment. You are building a relationship, not enforcing a sentence. Over time, you will notice a change in how you speak to yourself. You will become more precise, more careful. You will stop saying yes so easily and stop committing out of emotion. This clarity reduces stress because you are no longer carrying the weight of unkept words. People who keep promises to themselves move differently. They are not rushed. They are not scattered. They know what they said they would do, and they do it. This consistency creates calm strength. It shows in posture, in tone, in decisions. Ignoring promises often comes from fear. Fear of effort, fear of failure, fear of discomfort. Keeping promises does not remove fear. It teaches you how to act despite it, and that skill changes everything. Life will always bring uncertainty. The ability to rely on yourself is what allows you to face it. Your inner voice becomes kinder when it trusts you. Doubt quiets down. Anxiety eases. You no longer argue with yourself as much. You simply act. This simplicity is powerful. The promises you make shape the story you tell yourself about who you are. If the story says you quit easily, you start living that way. If the story says you follow through, you begin to expect more from yourself, and expectation drives behavior. You deserve to trust yourself. That trust is earned through action, not dramatic action. Honest action, repeated daily, quietly. Make your word matter again, not to impress anyone else, but to rebuild the foundation of your own strength. When you stop ignoring the promises you make, you stop undermining yourself. You become someone you can rely on, and that changes how far you are willing to go. This is not about being strict. It is about being real, about treating your inner commitments with the same seriousness you give to external ones. Because at the end of the day, the most important promises are the ones that shape who you become. Keep your word to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's boring, even when no one notices, especially then, because that is where character is built. And character is what carries you forward when motivation fades. Chapter 6. Take small actions that prove self-respect. Self-respect isn't built by saying nice things to yourself once in a while. It's built through actions, small daily choices that prove you're someone worth showing up for. If you want to feel better about who you are, stop waiting for confidence to magically appear. Start by treating yourself like someone who matters. That means doing the things you know you should do, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. Most people think they need a huge breakthrough to feel better about their life. But the truth is, small consistent actions change everything. The way you brush off your morning routine, the way you skip over that task you said was important, the way you constantly delay your goals, those choices don't just impact your schedule. They shape your identity, and when you constantly ignore the basics, you send a quiet message to yourself that says, "I don't deserve better." That's what needs to change. Self-respect starts with how you treat your time, your body, your promises, and your space. It's not about being perfect or trying to impress others. It's about proving to yourself that you're worthy of care, discipline, and effort. You don't need to climb a mountain. You need to stop walking past the mess you've been avoiding. You need to finish what you start. You need to drink water when your body needs it, sleep when you're tired, and say no when something feels wrong. These are the small moments that build personal power. It's easy to post quotes about loving yourself. It's harder to get up early when you promised yourself you would. It's harder to choose the task you've been avoiding instead of reaching for distractions. But every time you do those hard things, something changes. Your mind starts to believe you. You stop feeling like a fraud because your actions match your words. Respect grows in the little things. Cleaning your space even when you're not in the mood. Turning off your phone to give your attention to real work. Showing up for your workout even if you don't feel strong that day. These choices are small, but they create a pattern, and over time, that pattern becomes who you are. You don't earn self-respect by doing what feels good. You earn it by doing what's right, especially when it's inconvenient. Every time you choose structure over chaos, discipline over comfort, follow through over avoidance, you cast a vote for the person you want to be. Those votes add up. You might not see the results right away, but your inner world starts to shift. Small actions don't need to be dramatic to matter. Waking up when you said you would, putting away distractions while you work, planning your day with intention, drinking water before coffee, reading for 10 minutes instead of scrolling. These aren't life-changing on their own, but together they become proof. Proof that you take yourself seriously. Proof that you care about your future. Proof that your decisions are driven by self-respect, not just emotion. And no, you won't be perfect at this. Some days you'll miss the mark. You'll fall into old habits. You'll waste time or lose focus. That doesn't erase your progress. What matters is that you notice, that you correct, that you recommit. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to show yourself that you're worth the effort it takes to grow. Start with the places in your life where you feel the most stuck. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone else to fix it. Ask yourself, what would a small act of respect look like here? Then do it. Don't make it complicated. You don't need a 10-step plan. You need to move. Action creates clarity. Action builds momentum. When you treat yourself with respect, your standards change. You stop tolerating things that drain you. You stop spending time with people who don't value your presence. You stop allowing your mind to spiral into negativity without checking it. You build boundaries, not out of fear, but because your peace matters. Some people will not understand this. They'll say you've changed. They'll call it selfish, but protecting your time and energy is not selfish. It's necessary. If you don't respect yourself, you'll hand your life over to whatever demands your attention. And that's not a life, it's survival. You're not here just to get by. You're here to grow, to contribute, to experience more. But you can't do that if you're always running on empty. You can't do that if you keep abandoning your own needs. The smallest habits, how you eat, how you sleep, how you organize your space, are not minor. They are signal. They either say, I'm showing up for myself, or I'm still not ready to change. One powerful shift happens when you stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop arguing with yourself over whether you should follow through. Make a decision and follow through without debate. When you stop wasting mental energy on whether to do the thing, you free up that energy to actually do it. Give yourself the gift of follow through. If you said you'd do something today, do it. If it's hard, break it down. If you're tired, move slower, but don't quit. You don't need to do it all. You just need to stop hiding from what matters. That's what self-respect looks like. Not always being ahead, but always showing up. When you build these habits, your mindset changes. You stop depending on external motivation. You stop comparing your life to everyone else's. You start enjoying the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing you're building something real. You begin to rely on yourself, and that's where true confidence begins. You'll notice it in the way you carry yourself, in how you respond to challenges, in how you speak to others. People who respect themselves move differently. They don't rush to please. They don't rush to please. They don't explain everything. They take up space, not through arrogance but through presence. And maybe most importantly, they sleep better at night, not because everything is perfect, but because they know they showed up. That's a peace no one can give you. You have to earn it. If you've spent years breaking promises to yourself, start small. You don't need to prove anything to anyone else. You don't need to post it. Just pick one action, one step, one thing you can do today
That proves you care about your life. Then do it again tomorrow. Then again the next day. Eventually you won't have to try so hard to believe in yourself. Your life will be the evidence. Self-respect isn't loud. It's quiet. It's built in the choices you make when no one's keeping score. But those choices matter. They shape how you see yourself. They shape how you respond to the world. And they determine what kind of future you build. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are just one small action away from becoming someone who stands up for their life. And once you make that choice, everything begins to change. Not all at once, but in the right direction. And that's what matters.
Chapter 7. Handle your life with grown-up discipline. Discipline isn't something you pick up when you feel like it. It's a choice you grow into when you decide to stop living life on autopilot. When you stop letting moods control your actions. When you stop acting like life is just happening to you. Grown-up discipline means you don't need to be forced to do what needs to be done. You do it because you respect yourself, your time, and your future. It's not about being perfect. It's about being responsible. It's about stepping up instead of checking out. Too many people wait until life pushes them against the wall to take control. They wait until things are falling apart before they start paying attention. But grown-up discipline doesn't wait for crisis. It makes choices now that prevent regret later. It does the hard stuff early, so you don't have to suffer worse consequences later on. Discipline isn't punishment, it's protection. And when you start seeing it that way, your mindset changes. There's a level of maturity that comes when you realize no one's gonna come do it for you. No one's gonna force you to improve. No one's coming to hold your hand. That might sound harsh, but it's freeing. Because the moment you understand that this life is yours to shape, you stop waiting for the perfect time. You stop blaming other people. You stop delaying growth because of outside noise, and you start handling your responsibilities like someone who takes themselves seriously. You don't need to have every detail figured out, but you do need to start holding yourself to a higher standard. Grown-up discipline means you get honest about what you've been avoiding. You stop using busyness as a way to escape the real work. You take control of your morning instead of letting it slip away. You create systems instead of relying on bursts of motivation. And you follow through on what you said, not just when it's easy, but when it's inconvenient. The truth is, anyone can be disciplined when things are simple. The real test is how you act when you're tired, stressed, or distracted. That's when your habits kick in. That's when your discipline either shows up or disappears. Grown-up discipline is about showing up even when you're not in the mood. It's brushing your teeth, planning your week, saying no to things you used to say yes to without thinking. It's doing what's necessary, not because you have to, but because that's who you've chosen to be. It's also knowing when to stop, when to rest properly, when to log off and take care of your health. Discipline isn't about burnout. It's not about pushing yourself to collapse. It's about balance. It's about structure. It's about showing yourself that you can be counted on. Not just by other people, but by you. There's power in doing the simple things consistently. Waking up on time, preparing meals instead of eating whatever's fast, paying your bills early, sticking to your budget, saying no when you don't feel respected. These aren't exciting decisions, but they build a life that works. They reduce chaos. They make room for peace. People who practice grown-up discipline don't need to live in panic mode because they've taken care of the basics. It's not about being rigid. It's about being real. Look at your current routines. Are they helping or hurting you? Are they building structure or creating mess? Do you have to constantly clean up after your own lack of discipline? Or are you living with order and clarity?
These aren't questions to feel guilty about. They're questions to bring awareness. You can't change what you don't confront. Sometimes you have to parent yourself. You have to say, no, we're not skipping that today. You have to make yourself put the phone down. You have to walk away from the excuse that always gets you, not to punish yourself, but to train your mind. Every small act of discipline is a message to your future, and your future is listening. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one area and get serious about it. Maybe it's your sleep schedule. Maybe it's managing your money better. Maybe it's finally creating a daily plan and sticking to it. Once you get consistent in one area, it spills over into others. Discipline is contagious. It spreads, but it starts with a decision. Some days you won't feel like it. Those are the days you need it the most. Those are the days that separate people who grow from people who talk about growth. Talk is easy. Discipline is hard, but it's worth it. It gives you freedom. It gives you options. It gives you peace of mind that you're not just drifting anymore. You'll start to notice that you don't react the same way to stress. You don't crumble under pressure. You don't waste time waiting for the right mood. You're already in motion. You've already built habits that support you. That's the reward of discipline. You stop being owned by your emotions. You still feel them, but they don't run your life anymore. You also gain self-respect. Real self-respect. Not the kind that comes from other people's compliments, but the kind that comes from looking in the mirror and knowing you're doing the hard work. You're not lying to yourself anymore. You're not pretending you care. You're proving it every day. People might not notice at first. That doesn't matter. This is not for show. This is personal. This is about taking full responsibility for the life you're building. If you're still blaming the past or waiting for motivation or saying maybe next week, then you're not ready. But if you're tired of running in circles, discipline is the answer. It won't be perfect. You'll slip, you'll get distracted. You'll fall back into old habits from time to time. That's part of the process. The key is to correct quickly. Get back on track without guilt. Every time you get up again, you get stronger. That's how real growth happens. Not in never falling, but in rising faster every time you do. Grown-up discipline is about owning your choices, not just the exciting ones, but all of them. You decide how your mornings start. You decide what you say yes to. You decide what you allow in your space. No one else controls that. It's your job to build the structure that allows you to thrive. When you start operating this way, your life becomes simpler, not easier, but clearer. You know what matters and what doesn't. You know how to say no. You know how to manage your energy. You know when to rest and when to work. That clarity creates strength, and strength makes everything better. This kind of life is not reserved for special people. It's available to anyone who decides to stop being passive and start being intentional. The moment you choose discipline over distraction, the game changes, not overnight, but day by day. Start today. No big announcements, no dramatic shifts, just quiet action. Just one area of your life where you say, this needs to improve, and I'm not waiting any longer. Then do the work. Keep it simple. Be consistent. Watch what happens. Handle your life with grown-up discipline, not because it's easy, but because your future depends on it, because chaos steals your peace, because regret feels heavier than effort, because you're capable of more and you know it. The life you want isn't built on hope, it's built on structure, and structure begins with discipline.
Chapter 8. Choose effort, even when nobody sees. The real test of who you are isn't how hard you work when people are cheering for you. It's how hard you work when no one is watching, no one is clapping, and no one will ever know what it cost you. Most people want recognition before results. They want to be seen trying before they've actually earned the win. But the truth is, real growth lives in the unseen. The most meaningful progress happens in quiet, private moments, when it's just you, your decision, and your effort. Choosing effort when nobody sees is what separates people who talk about success from people who build it. It means you stop working only when someone is keeping score. It means you stop doing things to impress and start doing things because you've decided your future matters more than your comfort. Most of the life-changing decisions you'll make will happen in ISN. They won't get likes, they won't be posted, but they'll define you. It's easy to show up when you know people will notice, but that isn't effort, it's performance. And performance fades the moment the audience leaves. Effort that comes from within doesn't depend on applause, it doesn't depend on recognition. It's built on discipline, vision, and self-respect. You're not chasing attention, you're chasing your potential. Think about how much time is wasted waiting for the perfect audience, waiting to feel seen, waiting to be validated before getting serious. That waiting has cost people years of growth. You don't need a stage, you need a reason. You need to decide that effort is your responsibility, not something someone else can inspire for you. When nobody sees you working, it can feel pointless. You might ask yourself, does this even matter? And the answer is yes. Especially then, those private moments when you choose to stay focused, when you choose to keep going instead of quitting early, are the ones that shape your mind. You begin to form the kind of resilience that can't be taught. You become someone who doesn't fold under pressure, because you've trained yourself to push through when no one was watching. This is where self-respect is built, not in your achievements, but in your effort. Not in what you show others, but in what you show yourself. You prove to yourself that your word means something. You start to believe in your own follow-through. That belief is what builds true confidence. Not the kind that needs to be fed by compliments, but the kind that grows from knowing you did the work no one saw. Effort in private isn't wasted, it compounds. Every repetition, every task finished, every quiet decision to stay committed adds up. People often look at someone's success and wonder how they got so far. What they don't see is the months and years of silent work. The early mornings, the late nights, the small wins that didn't get noticed. That's what built the foundation. If you can learn to put in the work when it's just you, you'll never need to depend on motivation. You'll never need to be pushed. You'll show up because it's who you are, not because someone else is keeping track. That kind of internal drive is rare, but it's something you can develop. It starts by choosing effort, even when it's not exciting. It starts by refusing to lower your standards when no one's looking. Look at your own habits. Are you only serious when there's a deadline? Do you only work hard when you know it'll be recognized? That mindset will always hold you back, because real success isn't built on pressure. It's built on preparation. If you want to rise, you need to learn to push yourself when there's no pressure. That's when you build the strength you'll need later, when the stakes are higher. Effort when no one sees is also a test of integrity. It's about who you are when there's nothing to gain, except growth. Can you stay focused on your priorities when there's no applause? Can you be consistent when it's boring, when it's quiet, when it feels slow? Those are the questions that matter. And the people who answer yes to them are the ones who eventually stand out, not because they tried to, but because their discipline led them there. Don't confuse visibility with value. Just because no one sees your work doesn't mean it's not important. Some of the most valuable work you'll ever do won't be noticed by anyone but you. But it will change how you carry yourself. It will change the way you think. And eventually, it will change your results. You'll also start to notice something else. When you show up consistently in private, your standards rise in public.
You don't feel the need to prove yourself as much. You're not trying to convince people you're doing well. You're just doing well. You're not chasing praise, you're chasing excellence. And excellence doesn't require an audience. It requires action. It's okay to want support. It's okay to hope someone notices, but don't make that your fuel. That kind of fuel burns fast. When the applause stops, so does your effort. Build something more stable. Build habits. Build purpose. Build a routine that doesn't depend on mood or recognition. There will be days when you feel invisible. Days when you wonder if the hard work is worth it. That's when you need to double down, because if you can keep going, then you're building something that will last. Everyone can act committed when it's easy. Very few stay committed when it's hard, when it's quiet, when the outcome is still far away. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Quiet effort is often the strongest kind, because it's not reactive. It's not emotional. It's a decision you've made. And decisions repeated become identity. That identity is what will carry you through the tough seasons. Give your full attention to the things that matter, even if no one ever says good job, because the goal isn't praise, it's growth. The reward isn't recognition, it's transformation. And nothing transforms you like consistent effort done with purpose. Over time, without shortcuts. Make a habit of doing the hard thing, even when you can get away with not doing it. Wake up early, even if no one will know. Finish your task, even if no one is checking. Prepare even if no one is watching. Those habits sharpen you. They make you dependable. They make you proud. Not because others see you, but because you see yourself. If you want to build something real, let go of the need to be seen. Let your work speak for you. Let your growth do the talking. And trust that the effort you put in now, even in silence, will echo loudly in the results you create later. That's how people rise, not with noise, but with discipline, consistency, and quiet effort that never asks for attention, but always delivers results.
Chapter 9. Build success by honoring your own words. Success is not built on big speeches or dramatic declarations. It is built quietly by honoring your own words when no one is forcing you to. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way you live. Every time you say you will do something and follow through, you strengthen your foundation. Every time you say you will do something and ignore it, you weaken that foundation. Over time, those small moments decide the direction of your life. Most people think success comes from external pressure, deadlines, bosses' expectations. Those things can push you for a while, but they do not last. Real success is built when your inner word carries weight. When you say you will do something and you mean it. When your mind learns that your promises are not empty. That level of trust changes how you move through life. Honoring your own words is a form of self-leadership. It means you are no longer waiting to be managed. You manage yourself. You guide your actions with intention instead of impulse. You don't need reminders from the outside, because your inner standard is clear. This kind of discipline is quiet, but powerful. When your words matter to you, your days become more focused. You saying yes casually. You stop over-promising. You choose your commitments carefully, because you know you intend to keep them. This alone reduces stress. Many people feel overwhelmed, not because they have too much to do, but because they have said yes to things they never truly planned to honor. Your inner dialogue matters more than you think. If you constantly tell yourself tomorrow or later or someday, your mind learns to delay. Delay becomes a habit. Habits become identity. But when you start saying today at this time and then follow through, something changes. Your mind starts to expect action. That expectation creates momentum. Success requires consistency.
Consistency is impossible without trust, and trust is built when words match actions. You cannot build a strong future on a weak relationship with yourself. Every ignored promise chips away at your confidence. Every honored commitment rebuilds it. This does not mean you must be rigid or extreme. It means you must be honest. If you are tired, say so. If you cannot do something today, admit it. Do not lie to yourself just to feel better in the moment. Temporary comfort creates long-term disappointment. Honest planning creates steady progress. Honoring your words also changes how you handle setbacks. When things go wrong, you do not quit because quitting would break your commitment. Instead, you adjust. You look for another way. You stay in motion. This resilience does not come from motivation. It comes from character. Character is built in private moments. The moment you choose to finish what you started. The moment you get back on track after slipping. The moment you do the task even when it feels boring. These moments train your mind to see you as reliable. And when you trust yourself, you aim higher. Many people lower their goals because they don't trust themselves to follow through. They play small to avoid disappointment. But when you start honoring your words, you expand your capacity. You begin to believe you can handle more because you have evidence. Evidence builds belief. Belief fuels action. Your words are instructions to your future. When you say, "I will learn this skill," you are giving your future a direction. When you say, "I will take care of my health," you are shaping the years ahead. These statements matter. They are not just thoughts. They are commitments that require action. Honoring your words also improves your relationships. When you respect your own commitments, you naturally respect others. You become more dependable. You listen more carefully. You speak more thoughtfully. People trust those who trust themselves. You do not need to make grand promises. Start with small ones. Promise to wake up at a certain time. Promise to work for a focused period. Promise to prepare for tomorrow. Then keep those promises. Each one strengthens your inner authority. If you fail to keep a promise, do not pretend it didn't matter. Acknowledge it. Learn from it. Reset. The goal is not perfection. The goal is integrity. Integrity is doing what you said you would do or being honest when you cannot. Over time, you will notice that you speak less and act more. You do not need to announce your plans because you are busy living them. You do not need validation because your progress speaks quietly. Success built this way is stable. It does not depend on mood or praise. It is rooted in daily discipline. It grows even on hard days. Especially on hard days. When you honor your words, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop asking, "Should I do this?" You already decided. That clarity saves energy. Energy can then be used for growth instead of internal debate. You begin to move with confidence, not arrogance. You know what you can handle because you have tested yourself. You know your limits because you respect them. You expand those limits gradually through action. Your future self is shaped by what you do today, not by what you hope. Every kept promise is a brick in the structure you are building. Over time, that structure becomes strong enough to support bigger dreams. Do not underestimate the power of your word. Spoken commitments shape behavior. Behavior shapes outcomes. Outcomes shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. If you want success that lasts, start by honoring your own words. Start clearly. Commit carefully. Act consistently. Let your actions confirm your intentions. This path is simple but not easy. It requires attention. It requires honesty. It requires patience. But it works. It has always worked. You do not need to prove anything to the world. You need to prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Once that trust is established, Success becomes a natural result. Build your life one kept promise at a time. Let your word be solid. Let your actions be steady. Let your success grow from the inside out.
Chapter 10. Live daily like you actually care. If you say your life matters, then live like it. Not once in a while, not just when something big happens, every day. That's the point. Most people wait for a reason to care, an emergency, a deadline, a major opportunity. But if you need pressure to act like your life has value, you're not really living. You're reacting, and that keeps you stuck in a cycle where your energy only shows up when life gets hard. Living daily like you actually care is a mindset. It's not about being loud. It's not about perfection. It's about proving through your actions that your time here means something, that your habits reflect intention, that your words match your priorities. Because if your actions don't show care, your results never will. When you care about something, you don't leave it to chance. You don't ignore it until it falls apart. You check in. You stay consistent. You work at it, even when it's boring. Think about the things in your life that are important. Are you treating them like they matter, or are you coasting through your days, hoping that effort will magically show up when you need it? It's easy to say you care. It's harder to act like it when no one's asking you to. That's where your growth lives. Not in the big goals you post, but in the small choices you make daily. Your health, your mindset, your learning, your goals, your relationships. Every part of your life responds to attention, and when you stop paying attention, things start to break down. People often say, I want more peace, more growth, more focus. But they won't change how they live today. They treat their energy like it doesn't matter. They waste hours on things they don't care about. They delay habits they know would help. They keep saying, tomorrow I'll be better. But tomorrow looks exactly like today. Caring is not about dramatic effort. It's about simple consistency. It's drinking water instead of more caffeine. It's turning off your screen to get better sleep. It's showing up on time because your commitments matter. It's writing down your goals and looking at them daily instead of keeping them buried in your mind. Living like you care means you stop going numb. You stop running from your own potential. You stop pretending that your choices don't add up. Every choice counts. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you stop acting like your decisions are meaningless. People lose drive not because they're weak, but because they forget what they're working toward. When you live with care, you remember. You remind yourself every morning why you're showing up. You give your time purpose. You make your space cleaner. You speak with more patience. You pause before falling back into old habits. Caring builds momentum. You might not see results overnight, but you feel different. You walk with more purpose. You feel more connected to your day. You no longer feel like life is happening to you. You're participating in it. That change alone removes so much stress. When you live like you care, your priorities get clearer. You stop overcommitting. You stop saying yes just to avoid discomfort. You say no when you need to protect your peace. You stop apologizing for taking yourself seriously. Your time and energy aren't random. They're valuable. People who live this way often look calm. Not because their life is easy, but because they're no longer battling themselves. They've accepted that effort is part of the process. That care is shown through repetition, that growth is built in small decisions, not big moments. And yes, some days will be harder. You'll feel tired. You'll want to disconnect. You'll want to slip back into old routines. But even then, you can do one thing that shows care.
Even if it's just 5 minutes of focus, even if it's choosing not to give up, even if it's taking a deep breath instead of reacting, that's what care looks like in real life. Start paying attention to how you spend your time, how you talk to yourself, what you say yes to, how you end your day. Don't let your habits run on autopilot. Bring your awareness back. Ask yourself, if I really cared about my life, what would I do differently today? This isn't about guilt, it's about responsibility. Guilt is heavy and unproductive. Responsibility is powerful. It means you accept that you have influence over your direction, and that's good news, because it means you can change it. You can shift. You can grow. You don't have to wait for a breakdown to care more. Start with one part of your life that feels out of sync. Don't try to fix it all at once. Choose one area, your mornings, your mindset, your discipline, your environment, and improve it in small ways. Clean it up. Simplify it. Give it your attention. That alone proves you care, and when you care, you begin to show up differently. Don't underestimate the power of small care. Making your bed, preparing your meals, charging your phone in another room so you can sleep better, calling someone you've been meaning to connect with, reading 10 pages instead of scrolling aimlessly. These are not mine. These are acts of respect for your future, for your peace, and for your time. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect to start. Begin today, exactly where you are, with what you have. Care is not about conditions, it's about intention. It's a way of living, a way of choosing, a way of honoring the fact that your life as it is right now is worth your full attention. People around you will notice, not because you say something, but because you move with clarity. Your energy will shift, your focus will deepen, you'll stop reacting to everything and start responding with thought. That's what happens when you live like you care. This chapter of your life doesn't have to look like the last one, but it won't change by accident. It will change the moment you stop living casually and start living intentionally. The moment you stop coasting and start caring. And when you do, you'll feel something you may not have felt in a long time. Control, not over everything, but over what you choose, over how you show up, over what you do with the time you've been given. That's where your power is, in the daily effort, in the choices no one sees, in the quiet commitment to be better than yesterday. Care isn't a feeling, it's an action. If you want a better life, live like it. If your goals matter, act like they do. If your peace matters, protect it. If your future matters, invest in it. Live daily like you actually care, and your entire life will begin to reflect that decision. Not instantly, but absolutely, and without a doubt.